burgundy, black, white, red, navy blue, and baby
I
blue?
think it's called Cobalt.
Cobalt blue. We're beyond identity crisis. We've gone to a level of concern for a franchise aesthetically that we likely have never been to before. This is disastrous. Uh,
What's beyond identity crisis, though?
Identity calamity.
I like that.
This is a
I like
calamity.
that.
This is a calamity. This is a code. This is a code. White, red, blue,
But
cobalt, black.
have they gone to plaid?
They've gone to plaid. Bill's asleep.
Next on Ugly Thirds.
We've done it again.
Wake him up to click the button.
Welcome back, sports fans, to another episode of Ugly Thirds. Today's topic is the Washington Capitals seating stripes. Gentlemen, take it away.
Bill, take us out.
Okay, so this piece of hardware, because I believe in practical effects, we wanted to do a bracket of teams. Like, what is the best current look in the NHL? And the best way to do that is go head to head and narrow it down. But then we got in a whole argument over like how do you choose who fights who? So we have to seed them. And so we are ranking them, the whole Eastern Conference, the whole Western Conference, in order to have a bracket later on. And we have gone through some drag out issues with the Sabres and Penguins.
Yep.
And now we're looking at the big rival, the Washington Capitals.
Washington Capitals.
Which historically we have treated very well on this show.
Phil, you can do your little introduction of this timeline, and I think that leads us into our first set of concerns.
Okay, so this current trio has been set since 2021.
Because of
Third jersey.
Okay.
Which because of its outdoor game. But the home and away since 2007.
That's a long time.
And we are looking at this as a whole. Like we are not looking at just the like this is as a current look, the three jerseys.
Yeah.
But this look is from 2007.
And before we get any further, I understand that you have teams like New Jersey haven't changed their look. Detroit hasn't changed their look. Those looks are good.
Yeah.
We've stuck with something like this for far too long. This is wordy. This is muddy. This is not a good look.
It's the nicest way I can put it. It is dated. It is very mid 2000s.
It came at a time where we needed to move on from this.
And this was very 90s in and of itself.
Yeah.
So
90s all the way through 2007, but now we have Alex Ovechkin. And people remember Alex Ovechkin not for this jersey, but for this one right here.
Right.
But we're coming up
Going back to back potentially.
Well, okay, and I guess so. The two elephants in this room is the Adidas template, which we'll talk about in a second, and this may not be carrying over to Fanatics. The Capitals have been playing coy on this, and their Reverse Retro 2 may be coming back as a 50th anniversary third. Rumor, which would adjust this slightly. Maybe we'll include that in our final thoughts of if they go to RR2 for this.
Yeah.
How much does it improve it, if any?
Okay.
But okay, so these are both the Reebok ones, and it has in 2017 it adjusted to Adidas. Phil, did you give your proper years? Yeah, you said 2007.
Yeah, he did.
Now, so the slight differences. The piping on Reebok went further up on the collar. It made more sense on the shoulder. Now in Adidas, it's much further down, and because of the gap, and there's an actual gap between the red of the collar and like the end of the collar and it. Weird. These white stripes have it's an odd way to finish, but it's more stylized. It's kind of in the armpits. You don't notice it much. Where they just they get to the end here and just truncate on Adidas. It's awkward. It just is. It was translated, and I don't think it was translated perfectly.
No,
And they also didn't fix my biggest gripe, which okay, here's the stripe, here it's not. Like why is it so blank on the back when like I really think that white breaks up all of that red very well, and vice versa. I also think like this red stripe on the bottom and then it being also red here is a mistake. This should be white. I think would break it up so much better. But even then, the piping, the verticality of it, the word mark, these are a mess.
Yeah, it's from where they went to in CCM Coho to where they were immediately after in the first couple of years of Reebok. Fine. 10 years later, we're still pushing it.
They had their chance when Adidas took over.
Yeah,
They miffed it.
but we're pushing what, 18 years now? 17, 18 years? It's the only thing that's going to save this is that jersey over there, the third, is one of the best of the Adidas era. It's so simple and well done. The colors are gorgeous.
It is a perfect hockey sweater.
It is what they needed. They have, and you and I have talked about this time and time again, they have what they need to rebrand the right way.
Put this in red. Put this in red. Maybe throw a star or two on the bottom here. You know, because they've always had stars on the sleeve.
Of
You can do
course.
that without killing anything.
Keep this as a third.
Look, even if they drop it from navy, fine. You don't need a navy third. You can just progress red and white of this. You know, and you're bouncing off the old Caps look with the red shoulders or the white shoulders.
Yeah.
And instead of capitals, it's a W. And the fact that they've managed to have this in their pocket the entire time and have never used it effectively.
They brought it out for that Stadium
Series,
series,
that's it.
and it was massive.
Which, for the Stadium series,
I get
it's
it.
cheeky, it's fun, but they have
but
never used this correctly.
It's always been there, but they've never taken the step in the right direction.
It's. I realize how much of their history they've had capitals written on it. I know that's what it was in the 70s, but how many great times are you really throwing back to?
Yeah.
Like, it's not like they won a cup in these, which still nauseating, but they did it.
Well, I'd hope so. You've been wearing them for 18 years. I hope
True.
you got a piece of something.
But like, what do they hold? Like, move the ball forward on this look, and they have it. You know what? I had a long-time Caps fan, and this was told to me in like 2007, 8, 9. Like, this was early on in it. She goes, "These are football jerseys. It's meant to what was then a much more football market, win over those fans to buy a jersey in at all. It's a football jersey on ice,
Interesting.
and
take.
they never managed to turn that over. Like okay, people are brought in. They bought jerseys. Now close the deal with an actual hockey look. Now they've had the third jerseys going back to direct throwbacks, both
Sure.
home white and red, but they've never come up with something new until this, which is amazing. But even then, they're not closing the deal.
Yeah.
They're not closing.
The opportunity is ripe for them to do it.
And well, now you got to wait for Ovechkin to retire. And I guarantee that's what they're waiting for.
And then-
Or
New era, Ovechkin retires. Why buy a jersey when your star just retired? Because they have new jersey.
yeah. I mean, he's going to be on those 1-year contracts until he either hits that record or just can't go any further.
Yeah, 100%.
He
Yeah.
only needs 42 goals, I believe.
It's not. It's enough that he could do it a year or two
He
tops.
could
Two
do it
tops.
this year
Yeah.
if he wanted to.
Yeah.
Because he had a slow start.
He had a very slow start last year.
Two
So-
years tops.
But you also have that that kind of that myth, like you don't change your jersey when you're like really good.
Yeah.
Remember when the Penguins changed it after they won 2 cups,
And I'm still
and they never
still
wanna come
salty.
after that until they
Yeah.
kind of changed it back.
Yeah.
So with
Yeah.
that thought process in mind, you get through the next couple seasons. Maybe you start teasing possible looks, third jerseys that make it to the primary.
Now, here's the last rub, because again, this might be going away. It's unconfirmed.
Mm.
So if we have this jersey in those colors, which is what our R2 is,
Yeah.
right? It was a Screaming Eagle. It's this one because it has the capitals on it. This, but in that black and copper and cobalt. Does that improve this set, or does it just detract from it?
I don't think it improves it.
I don't think it does either.
I can't say that it's you are pandering to years past, and it's great for a one-off reverse retro, but to make that a full-time thing, That is not the look of 2024.
No.
We are going towards a more minimalistic, sleek design like you see here. That's great for,
It's the 90s. And
It is the
again, it's
90s.
nostalgia baiting.
but not in a good way.
No. And okay, it's a 50th anniversary, so you're like, okay, where do you want to hit those callbacks? Honestly, I liked RR1 better if I had the choice to buy two. And I you can still buy RR2 if you look.
Yeah.
I want the first one in red and blue.
Yeah.
Like that's a better jersey, and a better move. Again, move the ball forward at least ish, in my opinion. They're not going back to the old colors.
You'd have to assume a rebrand is coming, and if they stick with red, that's fine. But your idea here of changing this to a red jersey, like,
Done.
I'd be curious.
Sign me up.
Yeah.
So, all right, Shrimps. The hard question. So we're talking up here. The little
It's-
yodeler from Price is Right.
Yeah. I wouldn't say it's. I wouldn't commit to it being the worst. I think that's.
Not that it matters because it's empty space.
It is.
I want to put that right.
But they're certainly in the lower half of this conversation.
This side of the microphone.
Sorry, that's a bocce ball. I replaced the microphone last
Oh,
time.
those are Magic 8-Ball.
Yeah, I think you're right. It's down there somewhere. We need more for context.
So, with that, tell us what do you think? How do we do? Where would you put this? And what are you looking to expect? Hey, Shrems, I'm John. Phil, take us out.
Don't forget to hit that like and subscribe button, ring the bell to get notifications when we post new videos, and come back for another episode of Ugly Thirds.
When the Caps were super popular, all the kids at school who were excited about him, I kept calling him Alexander Oven Chicken, pretending like I didn't know his name, and it really got.
I want to claim that I invented that, but I guarantee someone beat me to it.
It was me.
Okay.